Hello, once again, dear viewers. This is another Moonflower Tarot reading. And today's reading, I'm going to be taking a look at your love forecast for February. And if you clicked on this video, it's most likely for you. But if it doesn't resonate with you, I would recommend checking out some of the other love readings on this channel. Something might feel right for you or spark something in you. Wow. Okay. So this is interesting because I just came out of a meditation and I started this and I'm like, oop, oop, okay. Um, we have some people here who might need to drink lavender tea. Uh, Definitely need some throat chakra healing. That is a very non sequitur message. Let me take a second with that. That is quite interesting. So you clicked on this for a love reading, and we're going to get to that. Definitely work on your throat chakra, work on some sort of healing. Um, there's definitely a lot coming through here right now. So, wow, that's interesting. Um, Definitely, I'm feeling like you are going through a lot of spiritual healing right now is what I'm hearing. And now we do have a lot of love coming through, like, because when I was drawing these cards, I immediately was basically told that this is going to be very positive news. So right off the bat, I'm just going to tell you without spoiling how it's positive, this is good. And right off the bat, I tapped into your energy right now, or whoever's here resonates with that. There's a need for a little bit of spiritual healing, yo. Okay. Well, I love doing these sorts of readings because when my energy opens and flows, it's just, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. And you're going to hear it. It's going to be, sometimes it's blunt. You might not like it. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. I'm not for everybody. Not everybody's, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. You're not everybody's cup of tea, but we're all tea. And let's spill it about this month's forecast, because the one thing you can't say about these readings is that they aren't entertaining in some way. You just gotta wait long enough for them to go off the rails sometimes, but sometimes immediately I'm hit with this wave of this this very spiritual energy. And I'm hearing to some of you it seems unprofessional, and it's like, sure, okay. That's fair. I'm an energy reader, y'all. This is what I feel. I ain't hiding that. And neither should you. If you feel something, feel it, honey. And if it feels weird to feel it, well, I think that's kind of something you need to look into. And oops. Well, we started fresh and brand new right now. I have a feeling this is gonna get a lot of people like, wait a minute, she just started off being all sassy, and I'm like, yeah, welcome to my world. Like, usually we get into minute 30 when things start to derail, but you get to start fresh. You have a very beautiful new beginning coming this month, let me just tell you. So this is the overall energy you are in going into this month, and this is sort of like tapping into what you're going to be facing this month. And you've made your mind up about something in your life. You've made your mind up about what you love, what you don't love, and what you need in a relationship, and who's your cup of tea. If you're still here and you didn't click off after that passionate sort of outburst and rant, you know whose cup of tea you are. You got it in you, because this is the type of frequency, you know, it feels like you're in. It's like, I don't give a frick about what anybody says about me. I do not care what anybody feels. I'm going to talk my talk. I'm going to walk my walk, and I'm living in my truth. And this is something that I'm seeing popping up. It feels like you're choosing you. And because you choose you moving into this month, the month of February, I'm definitely, because this is Valentine's Day coming up. If you don't already have someone in your life, this feels like more of a singles pile or singles collective if you don't have a relationship. Um, most of you, okay, no, I was corrected. Most of you do. Most of you do have a relationship with someone. Um, I'm also hearing some of you might feel disconnected lately. Wow, there's a lot coming through. So, based on the decisions you made previously, what you did moving from last month into this month, or even last year into this year, it, things are going to even out or balance out. So, for those of you who are single, someone new is coming in the next few months, and it's going to last probably. I'm actually hearing 2 or more years. So, for some of you, if you're looking for a long term relationship, this might not be the reading for you. If you're looking for a spring fling, this might be it for you. But if you're already in a long term relationship, it's going to last a while. It's going to last for a while. And some of you might not want to hear that. And that's okay. I perfectly understand. This isn't meant for everyone. That's the beauty of doing general readings. But this came through very clearly for most of you who are in relationships. So I love it when spirit corrects me because I get on this like whirlwind and I'm like, well, there are many people here. Please calm down. There's a lot of fresh new energy though. I will honor that there's a lot of freshness and whatever like stagnancy you had, it's clear moving on. You're coming into a spring phase or you're entering into a phase where you are more open to love if you are single, or if you are in this relationship, something's going to be rekindled and renewed. And since it is the month of love next month, February, um, whether you celebrate Valentine's Day or not, it is around the time of spring or leading up into spring, and there's a lot of renewal and fresh energy. Literally, I'm just going to give you this positive imagery. Right before I sat down to do this message, I saw an entire flock, I kid you not, of robins flying outside my window. Like there were so many of them. I was like, thinking, what the heck is going on? There was just a sudden burst of snow flurries, and then all these robins just out of nowhere. It's like spring sprung very quickly for a moment in time. And that feels like that's coming in for you too. Whether you're in a relationship with someone you feel like it's gone stale, or if you're looking for someone new or partner, or even something casual, because oftentimes casual relationships are just starting something new in the dating field or just feeling out what you want, whether it's just something you're looking for long term or someone that you want to spend just a little bit of time with to understand what you want, because you might not know what you want in a relationship if you're starting brand new, if you came out of an old one. I'm hearing some of you, there might have been a lack of reciprocity in an old relationship. And if that's the case for you, based on what you've decided you want for yourself, or based on where you are right now in choosing this idea of a life partner, sometimes we have not necessarily karmic lessons, but just lessons along the way of just normal relationships, healthy relationships that don't necessarily end in disappointment, but just end because we realize, oh, maybe it's not a good fit. Because it's entirely possible to have a very healthy relationship that isn't a right fit for you, and you go your separate ways. And if you've done a lot of that inner work and healing, which I feel most of you have done, if you're still here and you're enjoying my tendency to kind of go off the rails, I appreciate you for being here. I'm not going to stop doing that. Because that's just who I am. You're going to find someone who appreciates you for who you are. And if you have that already, that's good. You get to be able to not cling too tightly to it, but be able to rekindle it, because life is all about figuring out who you are and what you want. And you find emotional fulfillment in yourself first, and you get to understand what you want first. So this feels like either a month of rekindling an old relationship that has fallen into stagnancy, or I'm hearing disrepair, or getting into a relationship if you're single. with someone who sparks something in you that allows you to learn something about yourself and heal, whether it's long term or not. What matters most is that you learn a lot about yourself and what you want. And even if this person is not forever, you value yourself enough to be able to cleanly walk away, because this doesn't feel karmic. This feels more like you're discovering something new about yourself. And that is very much a good sign that you are on the right path for what's true to you. So overall, this is a very good and positive reading. There's no like negative energy around me right now. I feel like you have a very positive month forward in the month of February. Starting actually from January 20th, I'm hearing January 25th, which is into the 29th. Okay, so that is before I'm doing this reading, and from the time of reading, tomorrow's the 29th. So you might have already either decided you want to start a new relationship or pursue something, get on a dating website, or you've made an intention with your partner, if you're already in a connection, to try to spice things up or bring in renewal. And so let's see what advice we have into next month to keep that energy going and see. Okay, we have advice for you. These two cards are advice, and then a positive outcome right here. What is the advice going into this month? How will this collective continue to move forward in this energy of renewal and choosing what is best for them? Because I'm like, the 10 of Cups is like dreams come true, you know? I actually kind of want to keep this here. Oops, sorry. Kind of want to keep this here. If it will stay up. Yep. Okay, so you're gonna have a lot of fun times, a lot of good energy. That is definitely so. If you claim it, if you choose it, that is yours. So advice is just stay new and true to your heart is what I'm hearing. Just have this childlike caution to the wind, but within reason, spontaneity, doing things that you normally wouldn't do, stepping out of your comfort zone is what I'm hearing is going to help a lot, especially with love or pursuing new romantic interests. It's about taking that leap, taking that chance. Whether you're single or looking for love, it still is about bringing in new energy, especially during the springtime. The birds always know when it's time to come out because they trust their intuition. They trust their inner guidance because they are guided by the seasons and by storms and by the weather. And if you feel something is going slow and stagnant, trust that, whether that's true or not for you, you know yourself enough to know what sparks you, and nothing is off limits, at least nothing within reason, as long as it doesn't hurt you. It's sort of like it's reestablishing a part of yourself that's connected with your inner child and playing and just being happy and conscious of your partner and being in tune with them, or in tune with your own passion, your own inner knowing of what you desire and deserve, and going out there and taking a chance. I'm literally seeing someone going bowling for the first time, or taking up bowling, or joining a bowling league. That's so cute. Like, I got this image of a couple joining a bowling league, and they have like matching bowling shirts, which, y'all, that actually is a thing. I literally did that. Story time. I did that one time. You can go up to your local bowling alley and join a bowling league and meet with a bunch of people you don't know. That's one way to step outside your comfort zone. Go to a karaoke night at a bar. Meet with someone, either new to you or special to you, and do something you've never really done before. Challenge yourself. And it could be something as simple as going to an arcade, going to like a town or a city that's nearby. If you live close enough by to a place where there's a lot of people, just walk around, go to a park, enjoy the sun and the scenery. Just rekindle your inner child and your inner, lights. Find something new that sparks you. Go to an art museum, go to an aquarium, go to the library and research places. You can kind of, some libraries give out, discounted passes to local museums, and you might even discover a museum nearby that you didn't know about. There are so many ways to just explore something new. Your interests are going to bring fire back into your relationship. It's just about setting aside time and trying something you haven't done before. Because I can list a million different things you can do. There are so many things out there in the world. It's just a matter of taking that leap of faith and looking in the right places and finding those resources to be like, did you know there's a fed shop down the road? Did you know that there's this place where you can do pottery painting? And it doesn't have to be something extreme. It's just like, oh, there's a fun place down the road. Go to a craft store and do a puzzle together. Like, so many things that you didn't even know was possible to just bond with your partner or bond with someone new. Make it happy. And don't shame yourself for that, because that's definitely the advice of, you have this 10 of cups. If you claim it and you are on this path of choosing yourself and what is right for you, you have this. This is beautiful energy. There's a lot. I'm seeing a goldfinch now, or a golden bird. Goldfinches or birds might be a spirit animal for you, and that might be a sign that you are heading on the right path, or confirmation, just to bring a little bit more sunshine in your life. Yeah, being open and honest about what you want and what you need in a relationship. Being open and honest, setting boundaries as well, especially if you're new or you haven't been on the dating scene for a while. It really is very, very clear to me you have to be open and honest about who you are, what you're about, what your boundaries are. Might not right off the bat, still getting a feel of who these people are, but you can still set boundaries without actually like saying anything to the person, because boundary setting is more than just, this is what I like and this is what I don't like. It's, what time of day can you talk? How soon do you text or reply to a text? It's about being yourself authentically and not getting too much in your head about how you approach a relationship, because who is ever meant for you will stick around. And it's okay if you don't reply to a text right away. It's okay if you have to go to work and you have to be like, hey, I have a job. Like, these are the times I can meet, because that's a form of boundary setting. You can't be there for someone at every, on a whim all the time, even though you want to be in this spontaneous energy or stepping out of your comfort zone. It is about having those boundaries of, this is what I can do. And within reason, I do want to get to know you. But if someone oversteps your boundaries, then they're not for you. And if you reinforce those boundaries and they're mad, that's a good sign of, okay, well, I'm going to move on to the next, swipe in a different direction, go on a different date. It's okay, because now you know who not to choose moving forward. You don't want some person coming in and being like, why didn't you reply? I'm like, I was working an 8-hour shift, and that it's not the end of the world. Okay. And then if they decide, they don't want to have anything to do with you, that's great. You don't want them anyway. You decided that before you started this month. I don't want to end up with someone that is going to just disregard what my life is and what I'm doing. That's not good for either person in a relationship. So definitely the advice is being true to you, setting out those boundaries, also being truthful for what you want in a person, in a relationship, and being authentic. And not everybody is going to be your cup of tea. That is the main message of this entire reading, because I understand that even for myself, I know for a fact when I'm me, bold and authentic, people are going to be rubbed the wrong way. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. You do you. And there's no hate or malice there. I just get it. And you get it too on some level. And I just want to kind of almost send this energy to you of like, if some person messes with you, when you tell them, hey, I can't text back right away because I got stuff, I got my life, because you got your life together. And even if you don't, you deserve to have that time. And if they oppose that, if they say, how dare you have a life of your own, you're like, okay, you're not part of that life. You're not part of my life. Let's go on to the next one. Let's like Ariana Grande, thank you, next. So that's definitely clear. That's what's happening. And that's the good news, is because you get that 10 of Cups moment. You get your dreams coming true. the more you stay true to you. And even if this isn't a long-term thing, which I'm not going to say it is or isn't, that is up to you. And that's between you and the person you're in a relationship with. I'm saying in the long run, you're going to be better off because no matter who you are with, you are fulfilled, you are aligned. You know, it doesn't matter anymore to you. And this is a good start to a very long and healthy life filled with relationships. No matter who comes and goes, you still grow. And there might be people along the way who are going to stay and stick around. And that's just really beautiful that you're moving into this season in February with that energy. Um, yeah, because okay, so this is an outcome card. You're going to be very happy with this month and how it ends, emotionally fulfilled, or at least in the long run. How this month goes is going to propel you into the future because you will feel this emotional fulfillment. The more you tune into this 10 of cups energy, the more you tune into what you know is right for you and what you want in a relationship, and then setting those boundaries or reestablishing something within your relationship if you already have one. It's just being very vocal, clear, and communicating with your partner as well, because that brings emotional fulfillment. Sit down with your partner if you're in a relationship and tell them, I've been feeling like things have been a little bit slow. What can we do to spice it up? It's just like bringing your relationship to a different level, because that's how relationships form. That's how we bond as people, is we grow closer together. When we find ourselves in areas of stagnancy in our lives, we find a way to either, make it better by clearing out some things that might not serve us anymore or moving on. But right now, it feels like if you're in a relationship, you're slow and steady, you're fine. There's no breakup. At least I don't feel that from this energy. And if that's what's happened to you, then that would be like on your terms. And it feels like if it does happen, which I don't think it will, it is very much clean. And it's just about sitting down with your partner, sitting down with someone you're meeting, and just being just every part of you. And if you're with someone and you don't rub them the wrong way and you are their cup of tea and you're their cup of tea, they're going to want to have some fresh new energy. And it's like, let's try this with a hint of lemon, just be very open and honest. It's like the spark doesn't die, it doesn't fade. It's just sometimes it needs to evolve to a higher level. And that's really just between the two of you at this point, and you and whoever you're meeting. And once you sit down and establish that, your bond grows more. And then you have this King of Cups moment of fulfillment and joy. And I'm seeing even, into March, April, and May, there's going to be this blossoming of growth, because I am like, okay, I saw a hibiscus flower. Oh, I got a very specific message for a few of you. Some of you might be planning on moving to a tropical or a very beautiful, like warm location sometime next year, in January of next year. I got that interesting very clearly right now. So maybe that's the future of you and this partner or this relationship you're in, or, you never know what happens. Maybe you might meet someone brand new. It might seem quick and fast, but if you've already, only take it as it resonates. If you've been called to go somewhere new or a warmer climate in either this month or, planning to move next year, this is definitely a sign that a lot of this emotional fulfillment starts for you now. Is here for you. It's very clear in the cards that you have a lot of love coming in this month, a lot of self-love, a lot of self-actualization, and people new coming in, or relationship reestablishing itself. I actually want to get a card for the singles out there of who a new relationship might be. So, what is this new relationship? Oh my goodness. Okay. So, so I'm hearing you're a good pair, a match made in heaven. Um, Match made in heaven. Yeah. Okay. This feels like, yeah, you're gonna build something new with this. I'm hearing. Oh, that's an interesting thing. I'll say. Okay. I'm gonna link any songs I get in the description below. Watch them if you like to. They're just there for those of you who do like to use music as a way to heal, transmute energy, because I do a lot of that too. So um, I just heard the song Bad Reputation. I forget who sings it, but it's like, I don't give a damn about a bad reputation. I feel like this is I don't give a fuck energy. That's what this is. You both are that energy. So this person coming into your life might be a more feminine energy, and they don't have to identify as female or male or anything. It's just they have a very Cancerian nurturing energy. They're very much for you, is what I'm seeing. They're the queen to your king or king to your queen, regardless of gender identity. They have this very sweet, like, I'm hearing saccharine energy. They're very sweet, but they're also sassy. Because okay, then I was immediately taken to Shrek 2 with Fiona. So they have that very fiery side. Like they're like Princess Fiona energy in a way, where they're coming into your life like brand new, but they're almost like a yin to your yang. You have a very dominant, um, I'm hearing ancestry ties. You might come from similar, your ancestors might come from similar locations, I'm hearing. Because I'm seeing like Venice, Italy. I'm seeing the Yorkshires. I'm seeing they might be like Eastern Europe, because I'm getting taken to Europe, or Mediterranean ancestry. So if that resonates for you, this new person coming in, very specifically, they might have like dark hair, or like light brown, dark brown, black hair. I'm seeing a little bit of like Norwegian, like Celtic. Like this is a general reading, so take it how it resonates. But this person, I'm getting like this visual image of someone who is coming into your life, some sandy blonde hair or dirty blonde hair, who is very much like for you and shines this type of inner radiance you might not even know existed. And that is for the singles out there, or a few of you who might identify this as your partner if you're already in a relationship. This is more for the singles, but they have a lot of that very easy flowing, um, I'm hearing non-manipulative Cancerian energy, because here's the thing about Cancers. There's a tendency in the shadow aspect of Cancer, or Pisces too, especially when they're in survival mode, to be in the darker side of like a dark empath. They know emotions, they feel deeply, and they know how to manipulate. But this is more out of survival mode, out of a survival mechanism, because it's hard. And I'm hearing some of you can relate to that, and that's a very good. You have a lot of golden energy. There's a lot of golden energy around this person, and you too. Um, you can relate to the idea of using. When I say it's good that you can relate to it, because it's not necessarily bad to understand the shadow aspect of a sign, because I will let you know, as I've said probably before, if you don't already know, I have a Scorpio rising and moon sign. So I do understand shadow aspects of that. And I understand how to transmute shadow, and I understand fixed energy. So let me tell you, it's not easy. Once you wear a mask, it's hard to take that off. And you have a lot of divine masculine and feminine energy within you too. The both of you do. So you're aligning with someone who literally has a cup of tea for you. I love this. We come full circle. Excuse me. I'm excited. Y'all, good news all around. If you stuck out this long, good for you. You get to hear it coming full circle. This person is your cup of tea. They're a cup of tea you didn't even know existed. But they're going to be so gosh dang for you, and the seeds are going to be planted. So it's sort of like that stable foundation of whether you're still in a relationship with this person or not. Some of you might continue to be friends, if it's not a good fit for you. But what I'm feeling mostly is there's no more attachment wounds. I'm feeling like you're healing attachment wounds. That all that burden of the past is gone. You're planting this new seed, building something with this partner, whether it's a literal or just a relationship or just an identity with what you want and who you want to be with. Because that's how we learn to be in a relationship, is through experience. And a lot of people in this world get married too young. Too often we see that, and they don't get to like be able to explore, who do I want, who agrees with me, who doesn't. And that is a shame, because that's why people end up leaving each other, because they didn't have that period of time to explore. When, because especially if you marry young, if you identify with this, or you knew people in your family, that's the thing, we don't fully develop as people our identities well into like our mid 20s. We're still forming who we are. And if we come straight from our family life into the wide world and we say, hey, I'm going to marry the first person I see, no, that's not how you do it. You look around, you discover who you are, you decide who you are. And there might be some ancestral bonds, and maybe it has to do with your own ancestors having to, because a long time ago, people had to kind of, they couldn't choose being in a relationship, because you know how it was back then. Like, women didn't have any freaking rights. We all know that. Women didn't have any. We're still fighting, but a long time ago was sort of like you kind of had to marry who was closest by out of safety and security. And that was just the times. That's how it was. It was a safety thing. But we evolved as a civilization, and now we can choose to love people not out of safety or necessity, but out of this almost natural instinct of, I want to be emotionally fulfilled with someone, not just marry for money or safety and security, because then you're not being true to you. And, likewise with men, there was always this idea of a status symbol of, I need to have this in my life. I need to be this or be that. And that's a wound too, because men have a right to choose how they live their lives. Everyone has a freaking right to choose how you live your gosh dang lives. I'm getting passionate. Y'all, on a rant, love this. Okay. Yeah, everyone has the right to choose. And we're coming into a time in our lives and our civilization where we are demanding we have the right to choose. So going back to that 7 of Cups, you get to choose who fills your cup, and and whose cup you fill. You get to choose where your seeds are planted. You get to choose where you live your life, where you move to, because it's like, sure, life is not guaranteed success, but you have a right to live your life and however you wish it to be, however you see it to be, and be happy even when things don't succeed, because you still are true to yourself and you're not doing things in survival mode. So there might be someone coming into your life that is not karmic, but is good for you and is right for you. And that is very, very good news for any of you who've been out there looking for this, or if you identify with this type of relationship. The seeds have been sown. You planted these seeds. You're watering them, nourishing them, and you're stepping into a time of this abundance. So I'm very glad you're here. If you stuck through this long, I appreciate you. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. And, looking forward to doing more of these messages. So this has been a reading for your forecast of the month of February in love and new connections and relationships. And I welcome you into the spring age of your new life and wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much.